Now, this is in accordance with the new copyright regulations. This episode, Quoth the Raven, is intended for ages 16 and up. Also, the content we will feature is kid-friendly. The context of the episodes will address adults and inform them of said content within the research as consumers in service of their youth. In other words, parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, teachers, librarians, etc. There is the possibility of adult language present on the episode as well. Rated TV 16 and up. And welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Louis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Louis Bright Raven, 29-year veteran writer, illustrator, editor of science fiction, fantasy, horror, comics, and role-playing games. Talking too fast. Today is a long show. We've got a very interesting conversation. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do things a little bit differently than this. What I normally do on Thursday nights with the guests, because the guests that were going to be here bailed again. I don't know what it is. I think they're just afraid to be on the show. I think they're afraid I'm going to scare them or ridicule them or something. I don't know. But question and answers real quick. And multiple parties are asking, where all do you buy comics online from? And that is basically our topic for tonight, is where do I shop for online comics? So let's get to it. Where do you guys want to start? Well, I guess most people want to start with the crowdfunding stuff. So, of course, there is Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Currently on Indiegogo, there's like 3 items I've noticed that might be of some interest to some people. So we'll go there first. As soon as I can stop screen and share other screens. And here we are. And this is Gunship Thunder Punch Book 2 and Synthwave album. Martians took her son. Now her only hope is a convict, a hillbilly, and an old transforming gunship. Created by Brian Scherer. And you can get the original Gunship Thunder Punch as well with it. But let's take a quick look at the video.
Gunship Thunder Punch is back. This second graphic novel in the series picks up where the adventure began in the first 80-page book. And if you missed book 1, don't worry. You can get on board with books 1 and 2 in this Indiegogo campaign. Martians kidnapped her son, and Nova Marcos has one chance to get him back. Her only hope lies with an outdated transforming gunship, a convict, and a gun-toting hillbilly. More mutants, more Martians, more ships, more sci-fi robot adventure. During this campaign, you can get exclusive extras like prints, trading cards, and original art. Time is limited, so get in now. But hang on, there's more.
Yeah, there is.
This book comes with an original synthwave album. Immerse yourself in the adventure with an original soundtrack inspired by Gunship Thunder Punch. Get your quarters ready to go.
That's an arcade reference.
And press start on Gunship Thunder Punch.
Okay. Now you can get both books 1 and 2 for $50. You can get the tip jar. You can get the digital version with the album for $15. You can get the book 2 with the music for $25. And there's an alternative cover by Robert Atkins. It's also $25. There's also prints and T-shirts and all kinds of fun, cool stuff. That you can order. There's 5 days left on this particular campaign. And I will be backing it. I just haven't done so yet. I hadn't really made up my mind yet of how I'm going to do this. I have to contact Brian and figure out how to get both book 1 and 2 and the merch pack, I guess, because I kind of want the T-shirt, you know. But I'll see what I can do about that in a while. Monster Fan says, "Hail Raven," and all the chat. How you doing, Monster Fan? Good to see you. So this is one of the things I thought might be of some interest to some people. If you like the Robotech and the Transorzes and your general sci-fi giant robos, this is your book. This is your jam. So that's one thing we found on Indiegogo this week. Again, there's 5 days left on that campaign. Let me, whoops, here. Let me share that again. There we go. There's the Indiegogo slot for this particular site. People are probably wondering, what is all this weird stuff that's on here? It's not Thunder Punch, when they stopped it. Well, let's see what we got here. We have some cartoonist kayfabe. We have something about Star Trek from Brian. We got Roseanne Cash, because I listen to a lot of country music when I'm not watching other videos. Got some Brother Phelps. I'm Not For Everyone. If you haven't heard that song, you should probably check that song out, because that's pretty much who I am in a way. But anyway, best movies in 50s and 60s music, greatest hits type thing, stuff like that. They're just trying to get me to watch other things I already watch. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in this one. The first book did very well. I just happened to miss it when it first came out, and I've been waiting for this to come by, and I'm glad that you mentioned it to me, Pop, because I probably would have missed a second one again, because I don't always look at the IG and Kickstarter stuff. I always keep track of everything. But that is one that I will definitely be getting. Another one that I thought might be of interest to some people is the collective Meanwhile. And this is a UK anthology from Soaring Single Press out of London. Has a lot of really cool stuff in it. It collects the first 4 magazines. And we'll go ahead and play this for you guys. If you couldn't, it was going pretty fast. There was 220 pages, 18 different creators in the collection. Let's take another quick look at some of this. It's got some stuff by Strangehaven, by Gary Spencer Millage, Sonnet 18 by Ilya and Rainbow Buddy, other Old Father Thames by Francis Cancel, incorporated by Trent Abel. 10 Minutes by Yuko Rabbit. The Bad Place by David Hine and Mark Stafford. This is the same David Hine that I had on the show a while back, promoting. Well, that's David Hine that was doing the Dusk. I had David Hine on the show promoting the Bad Place, though, back in season 1. I don't know if that video actually is in the archives or not, but you can get some of the Bad Place here as well. And here's some of the other people you can get. Most of them are from the England area, British Isles. A printed edition is $27 or £19. And it's a collected edition of the first 4 issues. Again, 220 pages, perfect bound. I think it's pretty decent. And of course, there is some other people from China and Japan and Poland as well, but I figure backing this book will also get them the opportunity of relaunching the anthology as well. That's basically a distance of the speaker for the trailers is right there by the mic, but I'm a distance away from it. That's the main thing there. But I'll pull the mic closer. Is that better? And is meanwhile all genre stories? Yes, it's pretty much a range of variety of product. Think of it as a British version of Dark Horse Presents. Was kind of what I think about it. Okay, that's cool. Sorry about that. I'll also put the speaker back a little bit so that the speaker's not right on top of the mic. That should help. For those of you who don't realize how this is all set up, there's my microphone and the speaker was right on top of it behind it. And it was back here as opposed to up here compared to where I'm at now. So there we go. Whoops. Here, I was trying to show it to you. No, it wasn't on the screen. Sorry about that. There. It was set up like this. Now we'll put it back where you guys want it. Usually I do that, but I've been kind of hectically scrambling today, even though I had a lot of stuff already done. Just a lot of stuff going on this week. What with the vault sale and everything. But there we go. So, yes, to answer your question, again, that is all genre of stories. There's different things that are on there. This is the Bad Place stuff by David Hine and yeah. One second. Mark Stafford. I couldn't think of his name there. And this is not the same thing. It's different storyline, but There's Old Father Thames, or Tom's. And there's Incorporated. And there's Strange Haven. So again, let's go take a look at their price points here, their perks. The collected edition again is $27 for 220 pages, full color. It's a pretty decent price. Of course, it is shipping from the UK, so you have that to consider as well. You can get a book plate, 2 different book plates. I don't know what the difference is with the print edition and the other, but as you can see, the Comic Zine said this is honestly a toss-up between Meanwhile and a relaunch of Dark Horse Presents for Best Anthology of 2014. That's how old some of this material is being collected, but it is there if you're interested. I'm probably going to get it. I have to check and see what all I have already in the collected already, because Strange Haven that you can get separate, and the Bad Place you can get separate as well. But anyway, they're at 15% of their 2,800 flexible goal. They got 16 days left, so you have time to think about it. Next one was one that Pop wanted me to look at. And that is Cryptidnals.
In the dark recesses of cyberspace exists nightmare fuel we take as fallacy, but these tales and images are cursed through the power of belief. Tulpas, sentient thought forms residing in between the abyss of life and death. Their endgame is to destroy the only reality they know, ours. Only darkness can vanquish darkness, more rapid than the radiance of light. Enter the Cryptidnals, mythical beasts of unearthly abilities whose existence has been criminalized by humanity. The first and only line of defense against the incursion of otherworldly evil. A secret war of monsters is about to begin.
Yeah, this is from 656 Comics out of El Paso, Texas. And they've already exceeded their goal, so this is going to be a guaranteed book that will ship. They've got 15 days left on their campaign. Their main book is $25. It's 132 pages, black and white, written by Ray Ramos, who's done work for Gore Shriek and Heavy Metal Magazine, and illustrated by Dario Rodriguez, best known for Yanar's The Border. It's interesting. I kind of wish it was color instead of black and white, but I understand cost of books can be a little bit excessive. There's alternate covers. Here's cover B, which I think is the cover I'd go for if I was going to get this book. I'm not sure yet. And then there's cover C, which is just, kind of like a bad girl type cover, which is the weakest of the three, in my opinion. Again, here's a look at some of the interior art. I'm not sure what a Tulpomancer pack is supposed to be. They don't really explain it. And unfortunately, they don't let me open up some of this stuff. Let me see if it says it further down. We can see plenty of the artwork here. It's interesting looking, Here we go. You can get a supplemental book and a sketch cover book in addition with your order. I don't know if I need a cassette tape to listen to the chronicling the sightings, but okay, it's different for sure. They actually haven't gotten to the man dog. You got to get like $8,000 dollars backing before they do that one. Okay, but it's interesting. Again, I'm really not sure what perk I would get if I get one. Probably just the B cover. I don't know. That's what it looked like. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. Pack one is just getting A and B, and A and C, and then all three. Okay, I got it. All right. I'd rather just be able to, I don't know. It's interesting, but I might get the B cover. We'll see. Pop Culture Avenger says he did back Cryptidnals. That's cool. Which one did you order? Yeah, moth cover is the one. Yeah, art's attractive. It's all right. I'm not against it. That's for sure. Let's take another look at it real quick here. I mean, it's got some nice depth perception to it, given the amount of hatchwork that's on this. That doesn't always pan out well. So he got a Cryptid Watcher with a sketch. So you basically got all three volumes then. Okay, that's cool. Alrighty. Well, I probably won't get all of that because I don't have that kind of money to spend. I'll probably just get the B cover. We'll wait and see though. Okay, that covers our Indiegogo for tonight. Let's go to Kickstarter. We got Astounding Space Thrills, The Undersea Menace, Adventures of I can't remember the guy's name now, but let's go ahead and play it. If my computer works right.
Hi, my name is Steve Conley. I'm a web cartoonist and have been for a very, very long time. My first webcomic series, Astounding Space Thrills, first appeared back in 1998, and it ran for about 500 episodes. This Kickstarter campaign is to collect the first story from that series in a beautiful hardcover book. Every page, every panel has been remastered. I had to crack open files from the previous millennium, relettered everything, and even redrew some pieces where artwork had been lost in the last 23 years. So I'm so excited that all of this has come together. With your help, this is going to be a fantastic project, and I can't wait for you to see it. So thank you all so much. Please take a look at the tiers. If I can answer any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And no matter where you are in the world, I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. And here's the trail.
Now, I am definitely getting this. The reason I know this is because I was a fan of this back when I was doing web comics myself, and this is one of my favorite web comics. So I will definitely be getting this particular book. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the stuff. If you don't know, he also does the Middle Age, which is a very a new popular webcomic series as well that you can get on Kickstarter as well. He does Bloop, he does a lot of different things, but this is the stuff that, like he says, way back in 98. He did it like, I don't know if he did it weekly or twice weekly or something like that, but it won him an Eagle and an Eisner. So, or nomination, I should say. So it was definitely worthy. He did do some Astounding Space Thrills through Image Comics, but this particular storyline was never collected in print. So this is like the original stuff from like 98, 99. And again, it's 40 pages total. Remember, these are done as web comics, so we had to reformat them to fit comic pages size, but they do fit, similar to a European comic book album, similar to his Middle Age books. And 7.5 by 9.25 inch. And here's some of the remastered artwork that he did. Yeah, definitely worth getting. If you have time on Indiegogo, go check Fiendish. Maybe a little bit. We got a lot to go through tonight, but I'll check back with me on the end on that. So this is definitely a one I'm going to back. I just haven't decided what pledge I'm going to do. 25, 35. I like to see what his pin. Okay, you get a pin. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm almost tempted to get pay the $60 to get the T-shirt, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But definitely going to have to get that at some point. Alrighty. Our next Kickstarter is Monkey Fighting Robots, the magazine, number 3. They have surpassed their goal. We got 11 days to go, so you'll get this book. I've already reviewed the first 2 magazines on this channel before, so go back and check on those if you don't remember them. But definitely worth getting. It's got a combination of articles and comic book strips. In this episode, the focus is on cartoonists, whereas superheroes in the Futura comics were in the previous 2 installments. Here's some of the artwork, a panel from, and then there was Korea. This is another piece of the image that's going to be shown. Verity Song's the name of the character. Voyage into Possibility. Another example of artwork here. Various pieces that are going to be in there. It's a minimum of 28 pages. The more money they make, the higher the page count's going to be. So they're probably as much mark as they've been getting from support. Probably should get double that, about 48 to 56 pages, depending on how much backing they get. They got different things. For $30, you can get all 3 magazines. But I'll be definitely getting this because I enjoyed the first 2 pretty well. Again, you get the back issues, and then you can get the Tales of Monkeys Fighting Robots, which is the actual Monkeys Fighting Robots comic that you can get on as add-ons to the regular magazine. Stretch goals. You're going to get a koozie if you buy a physical copy. At $1,500, it'll be 32 pages long. At $2,500, it'll be 36. So we're already at 36. And when we get to 3,500, it'll be 40 pages long. At 4,500, it'll be 44, and so on. So as long as they get up to 5,500, where are they at right now? They're at 2786. They got 11 days to go. They'll probably hit 3,500 by the end. So if that's the case, 3,500 will probably get them to 40 pages. So it'll probably be a 40-page scene in the end, is my guess, based on what they did last few times. Certainly worth your time. and energy on that one. Our next one is one you probably already know about. Whoops. There we go. And that is Jeff Smith's Tukey Fight for Fire. As you can see, over 215,000 already. But this is the guy who does Bone. I mean, you know who he is. It's kind of a given. 13 days to go. Let's see what Jeff has to say.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Smith, the creator of the independent comic series Bone and Wrestle, both of which were self-published. And this is my first Kickstarter, so thank you for coming. I'm not sure what took me so long. I've been self-publishing for years. In fact, 2021 is the 30th anniversary of Bone #1 that Jay and I put out through our imprint Cartoon Books in 1991. 30 years. And that's why I'm here talking to you. Because to celebrate the birthday of Bone and Cartoon Books, I want to publish my new project, Tukey Fight for Fire. It's like a 144-page graphic novel. It's not the same Tukey that was in the webcomic. I mean, it's similar. I set that aside for a while, but I dug back into it, and during this past year, during the lockdown, I reimagined it almost entirely. So this is really a brand new book. It's done. In fact, not only is it done, I did a second one, Tukey Fight for Family. So there's 2 books that are part of this campaign. So please take a look below. You can read the story description. I talk about my trip to Olduvai Gorge in the 90s, where I had almost a vision while I was visiting there that kind of set the seeds for Tukey. And check out the rewards. I think there's some kind of cool rewards, definitely some that are higher on the Nito scale. And I have one that's kind of, I think will be a surprise, I hope anyway. So that's what I want to do. Let's get this going and we'll take this journey together. Hopefully this will be a new epic series. Here begin the terrors, here begin the marvels. I hope you'll join me. Thank you.
Okay. He's got his shipping rates here. He's telling you how he's using backer kit. So whatever level you pay at, you can kind of figure out what your estimate will be for your calculating your money that you invest, which is really cool because not very many people remember to do that. But it's very smart of Jeff to do that. Of course, you can get the $40. You get both books, the Fighting for Fire and Fighting for Family. They're 11.5 by 9 trade paperback editions. 128 pages, 144 pages for the first one, and 128 pages for the second one, both black and white interiors. They ship in October. For $60, you get 4 art prints and a bookmark in addition to your books. For $75, you get special edition covers that are strictly for the Kickstarter campaign. Okay. For $80, you can get them in hardcover instead of $40. It costs you $80 for the hardcovers. For $100, you get book plates, signed and numbered. Those come with the trade paperbacks, though. I don't know. Does he? Oh, okay. The retailers, they're getting a discount. $100 for 5 copies of each one. It's not a bad deal. We'll make some money there. I think that retailers should probably back that, but I bet a lot of retailers will say, "I'll wait until I get it from Diamond." Diamond could go out of business. I'll wait till I get it from Diamond. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff available. Some keychains, more book plates. You can get copies of Bone and Razzle as well if you haven't read those. Lots of stuff. But certainly crazy. But I might get into this one. I don't know. It is, after all, it is Jeff Smith. It's kind of like a guaranteed quality product. If you haven't read Bone, if you haven't read Razzle, check those out as well. So, yeah, Tookie's a definite. There you go. Yeah. And so that takes care of our crowdfunding stuff. But there's lots and lots more to see in the web. To buy online. So let's go ahead and take a look here. What we got. We'll start at indieplanet.com. Now, indieplanet.com has tons and tons of places, tons and tons of books to get, and it's all pre-on demand. You buy it, and it usually ships within 3 to 10 days of the day you buy it. So it's already done. The digital files are already there at their warehouse. They print it and they ship it. It's that simple. So, whoops, sorry. I was trying to get something. Okay. So let's look at what they have. Some of the stuff they've got. Alien Encounters one shot for $3.99. It's Honoric Comics Group, creators Chris Malgren, Eric Godot, Jim Dandy, Kevin Moorhead, genre science fiction. 4 different short science fiction stories, 24 pages. One story seems to be about a space detective. Another is a parody of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The other 2 I can't speak on. Malgren is a very Burton-influenced artist, so if you like Byrne work, you might enjoy anything that Malgren does. And Malgren will be mentioned quite a bit. I do recommend the Honoric Comics Group in general, but we'll get into this. But here's some of the interior artwork for the Alien Encounters one shot. First 2 pages are by Malgren. I don't know who did the Space Snow White storyline there, but for $3.99, I think it's pretty interesting to get those. Again, this is available at indieplanet.com. I'm going to show you another one from Honoric real quick. And this is Futura one shot for $3.99 with Chris Malgren, Timothy Green, the 2 second, James Mason, Julian Garrett, and Fred Rivaux. 28 pages, color. And what it's about, well, it's just another anthology one shot, basically. Let me see here if it shows the artwork or not. Yep, there we go. There's one pinup page, and then these 2 pages are Chris Malgren writing with Timothy Jones, or Timothy Green artwork. Has a nice European flair to it. Pop culture of interest. How is the quality of Indie Planet books? Fairly solid. I haven't had any problem with any of the books I've gotten. I need to buy more so I can see, but generally, the books I've gotten from some of the local people here in the Columbia area have been solid, well-produced books. I got Tales of Marja from, oh geez, can't think of his name right now. Yeah, sorry about that. But I got that, and I got a Godzilla fanzine book from another guy that was produced by them or printed by them, and they came out pretty nice. I don't think anybody has a real problem with those. I think the main problem with that people have resistance on Indie Planet, because a lot of people use Indie Planet to fulfill their Kickstarters. Actually, I think that people think because it's print on demand and you can always buy it more on demand that there's no collectability value. Because, well, how do you know when the print runs over? How do you know when the print is first print, second print, third print, whatever? And that's not really what Indie Planet's for. Indie Planet is for people who are not so much collectors as much as comics readers. Yes, the quality of the production is there, but it's not about which print run you got. It's about you got the quality of the story that you wanted to read in that respect. And I think that runs against the culture that comic book collecting and comic book retailers thrive on. So I think that's where the big hiccup is with Indie Planet. Whoops. Now there's some other stuff from Onric I want to show you guys real quick. Here we go. Because they do a lot of different things. They do science fiction, and they do fantasy, and they do horror. So again, here's some of different products you can find. And they're one of the stronger publishers there, I think. And a lot of these collect classic 50s and 60s Kirby, Ditko, Shelley Moldoff stories that have been out of print for years. They're collected and reprinted in black and white, in addition to the new guys like Chris Malgrain. So it's worth checking them out and seeing which books are which. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, but yes, they do have that the trade dress. When you're saying the knockoff of the Bronze Age Marvel, yeah, they have the same trade dress as the Marvel trade dress. So let's go back here and see what else we got here. Okay, another one of the bigger publishers at that uses Indie Planet, because it's the same people as Indie Planet, is Gallant Comics. And this is one of their books, Biffstone Monster Hunter for Hire, #1, $4.99, written by Barry Gregory, who is the actual owner of Indie Planet. The art is by Del Barris. There's two other covers. I only found the one now. The one that you see is by Carl Waller, but there's another one, and I don't know who does it. And the other cover that you see on the left is the regular main cover by Del Barris. It's 20 pages, full color. legendary monster hunter Biff Stone disappeared without a trace at the height of the disco era. Now, decades later, he's mysteriously returned and hasn't aged a day. When a wealthy Harris and her new husband go missing on a Friday the 13th in the midst of their honeymoon, all clues point to the supernatural occurrence. Enter Biff Stone. And again, I would recommend pretty much all the Gallant comics as a whole from Indie Planet. Barry's done a good job of getting some good classic artists on their books. We'll talk a little bit more about some other Gallant stuff shortly. But let's move on to Bloke's Terrible Tomb of Terror, Volume 2. Because I didn't find the image for Volume 1. That's why I'll put Volume 2 up. But you can just look up Terrible Tomb of Terror at Indie Planet and find all the different singles and collection trades. This trade is $19.95, primarily by Jason the Bloke Crawley and Mike Hoffman, but there are other various artists as well. The genre is horror. It's 216 pages, magazine-sized trade paperback. It was voted the best anthology of 2013 in the Ghastly Awards, and this is the second, collected edition. Has 20 different tales featured from the Tomb archives, along with bonus section behind-the-scenes pages, which shows how the story comes together from their plot ideas through the character designs and panel layouts. If you're a fan of the horror comics anthologies of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, this may be for you, as it pays homage to those very magazines, with its painted covers to its retro-style black and white artwork and storytelling. And here's some of the artwork. These are just the first page segments of some of the 3 of the stories: Parasites, Prison, or Partnership, and Tapped Out. And as you can see, it kind of has that whole eerie, creepy type feel to it. Our next book is Adventures of Cat Passmore. Number 1, $4.99. Publisher's Moneo Entertainment. The artist is Will Gugnio. That is the guy behind DNA Agents and other successful pieces of work. Hold on a minute. Of course, he also did animated shows in the 90s and 2000s. He's a storyboard artist for Batman animated series and Biker Mice from Mars. He's a storyboard director on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. He did storyboard work and was a supervising director for Captain Planet. He's a producer on Conan the Adventure cartoon. So yeah, he did a lot of stuff. But again, he's probably best known in comics as the co-creator of the DNA Agents. So this is a 32-page SF comedy. Crimson-haired Cat Passmore has the distinction of being Earth's first teacher or substitute teacher, allowed to teach in the planets, in the schools of the vast intergalactic federation of planets, rather. She's resourceful, kind, and quick, and uses all 3 of those attributes when dealing with her new alien charges, friends, and rivals. In this fast-paced origin issue, we see how Cat earns her teaching designation of sub for substitute teacher, and human, as she's the only human from Earth in the Federation school system. That's why it's called subhuman. It's cute, but a little bit, I don't know, put downish in a way, I guess. I don't know. But we have to wait and see how it comes out and how it's presented in the story. Along the way, she'll encounter a space bus driver who is too handsome to be seen without causing madness, a store that always knows what she needs before she needs it, A savage rival in the romance department, a busload of multiform space students, and Uncle Beck's master of the mighty time Terrapin, all told with a wink and a nudge to the science fiction stories you all know and love. Unfortunately, they didn't show any more artwork other than this cover, but it is, well, and he's got a solid reputation. I don't have a problem recommending his book. So we'll go on to the next one. And that's Delilah Blast for $5 by Evolution. I can't even pronounce that. I wish they'd come up with a better name than that. Evolution, I guess. Publishing. Creators are Marcel Dupree, Joel Cotajar, Ramon Bonjes, and Marco Bagnotta and Marco Della Verde. Genre is science fiction, 32 pages. What it's about: science runs the world and the Earth is governed by the ESA, also known as the Earth Science Association. Everyone is allowed to join the organization on your 16th birthday. But unfortunately for Delilah Blast, she oversleeps, missing the entrance exams and putting her dream in jeopardy. However, when another opportunity to achieve her dream presents itself, Delilah is more than willing and ready to take it, even if it means going to a dangerous alien planet to retrieve obscure technology that could change the world and Earth forever. I like the artwork. I think it's by Cotiar, but I'm not sure. I know Dupree's the writer. Yes, Cotiar is the artist. Okay, here's some of the interior art. Looks pretty interesting to me. I'll potentially get that as well. And the best part of this is there is no rush on the Indie Planet stuff. It's there. Whenever you feel interesting for it, you feel something, just go to the site and order it, and you can get it within 3 to 12 days, usually turnaround time. So you don't have to worry about, is this book gonna get made? Is it gonna meet its goal? It's already made. It's already there. It's just a matter of them doing the work to get. We haven't even got started. We got quite a bit more to go there with Indie Planet. We got The Falling Man trade paperback, $10.99 from Action Impulse Studios by Bruce McCorkindale and Phil Hester. This recollects the edition from the series originally released by Image and Gallant Comics. It is 72 pages. An earthquake opens up a hole in the ground that plummets logic professor Floyd Thuniger into strange new worlds. Are these worlds real, or an invention of the strange, omnipresent being named Duncan? Floyd meets a few alien allies that may help him solve this riddle. And here's a couple of pages with Phil Hester's art, which I think looks pretty cool. It's a logic professor. It's kind of like, what if Doctor Strange didn't have magic, but he had to use logic to get through all these weird dimensions? Again, that one was $10.99 for 72 pages. We have Far Out Science Fiction. This is an art book, drawings and paintings by Don Marquez. It says 1955 on the site. It could be 1995, just to be clear, because there are some other Marquez pieces that are 1995. So I'm guessing it's probably 1995, because 1955 sounds like an odd amount, but I went with what was actually printed on the site. It's an 80-page art book of paintings and drawings. It brings to life fantastic images with a retro science fiction theme by artist Don Marquez. And here's some of the artwork. And then we have Fun Adventures comics number 1 through 15. I'm always showing you covers from 1 through 3. They're $3.99 each, I believe. There might be a couple of them that are $2.99. Publisher is Will Comics. That is, Warren Montgomery, who you guys have seen occasionally come in and ask questions or come on and chat in the chat room. This is his one of his main things that he was doing a while back. It's a comics anthology zine. He's one of the creators, along with Lloyd Smith, Joe Koziarski, Evan Evans, Mark Stegpower, R.A. Jones, Dario Carrasco Jr., quite a few people. Whoops. I thought there was some additional artwork, but there isn't. The best thing to do is just go look, because there's just so much stuff in those. Certainly worth it. It ran 15 issues between July 2016 and I think it was October of 2018 or 2019. That's still all available. And if you see in that top right corner, it says it's approved by the Comics Code Authority. I don't know if it really is or not, but to put it up there is pretty interesting. Okay, our next one is Hark, Volume 1 of 6. Beyond Forward Comics by Scott Reed. Genre is science fiction. It's 28 pages. What it's about: two aliens, Ada and Yand, are sent on a mission to awaken Hark, an android pacifist leader who they hope will bring a peaceful end to the devastating attacks on their planet from an alien force called the Elusive. But when the two young disciples of Hark are attacked by the vengeful reactors, they are confronted by a resurrected Hark, who is now mutated into a monster of mysterious power and purpose. When an android philosopher's program, Teachings of Peace, spark a cosmic genocide, he must become an ultimate weapon of revenge against the sinister alien force that created it. It has a nice European flair and the artwork there on the cover there, I think. And then some of the interior art. Our next book, and this is another Gallant Comics series. John Amon, Amazing Man, Volume 1, paperback for $30. 240 pages. Writers Barry Gregory, with art by Stephen Butler, best known perhaps for his 90s Marvel work on Spider-Man titles. Thomas Thormonte does, I think, inks and colors. Basically, this is the all-new adventures of John Amon, Amazing Man. It's 6 issues collected into one book. You can also get the singles if you want on the site. It gives you a little bit of a background of what they're doing is taking a lot of the classic golden age characters that have gone into public domain and remaking them. But they're at least giving credit of who the original creators were in their presentation, and acknowledging Bill Everett and Jack Kirby and Will Eisner and others. So that is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Again, this collects the first issue, 6-issue story, How Sharper Than a Dragon's Tooth. I like Stephen Butler's art on this. And here's some of the interior pages. First page of part 2, 3, and 4, basically. Mm-hmm. I've been meaning to get this for a while, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, we have more Don Marquez. This is where I said he had another book. That's why I kind of added this. This is an 80-page magazine size, 1995. Um, Basically, it's him doing his homage to Edgar Rice Burroughs' Martian World. And there's some of the artwork for that one. I understand. I was just kind of just picking different things that caught my eye. There's literally thousands of books to choose from at Indie Planet. We have My Sister the Freaks, Volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 on the left is 1999. Volume 2 is 2250 by creator Danny Jones. 236 pages combined between the two volumes. It's an all-ages sci-fi story about two sisters learning to deal with life, family, and alien invaders as they arrive in Pleasant Valley in search of the Seaver sisters. Includes an extensive bonus section of behind-the-scenes artwork, extra images, games, and activities. Here's some of the artwork. Pop Culture says he lost internet service. Do you mean you lost internet service at your end, or my end didn't show up? And where exactly did you where were we when you lost me? Because I will go back and okay, it was on your end, okay. Because I did notice that I had a signal drop as well on my side, so I wasn't sure. Okay. But again, this isn't all ages. Uh, I've seen these in singles around, but I thought maybe the trades would be worth getting. It looks like something that you can share with kids or grandkids and have fun with it. About 3 minutes. Well, let's see then. You probably missed. Let's see. Did you miss that? The Martian scenes. It's basically the same thing I mentioned about Don Marquez. Just this one's more oriented to the Edgar Rice Burroughs Martian theme. And then the other thing you might have missed was the John I'm Not Amazing Man, which is $30 from Gallant Comics. It's 6 issues, 240 pages for $30. Artwork by Stephen Butler, best known probably, like I said a few minutes ago, for his Spider-Man work in the 90s at Marvel. You can go back and watch later. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Omega 1, there's 4 issues available. Writer Mark Edward Lewis, artists Selena Andre and Emmanuel Zerk Xavier, or Javier. Genre is science fiction. In a post-hacker World War future, genetic enhanced she-weapon searches for her lost identity, along with her fellow highly trained information couriers and unlikely allies at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. She must piece together her past to uncover the conspiracy for global control orchestrated by those who raised her. Omega, attacked at every point along her courier route, is double-crossed by a longtime ACA client. But she discovers information about her past that she was never meant to see. Thus, her future crumbles into the vague memories of a life she cannot understand. Again, it was $3.99 per issue. Artwork was kind of interesting. I don't know if she's like a Psylocke type of character who can do telekinesis with weapons or what. But here's some of the artwork. Again, we already looked at that. Some of my pages got out of order. I apologize for that. But we're going on to the next one. That's Perils of Planet X from Atomic Pulp. That's another company that I do recommend highly. This is the trade collection. Honestly, like I said, Atomic Pulp equals buy it. Writer is Christopher Mills. He writes all the Atomic Pulp stuff. The interior artist on this is Gene Gonzalez. The left cover is the Eduardo Barreto variant cover. 140 pages. Think of it as a character done in the style of Flash Gordon or John Carter. This collects the original 2002 webcomics, a bonus story, sketchbooks, and a pinup gallery. Whoops, I thought I had some interior art, but I guess I didn't. But I think you can tell, hopefully by the cover by Gene on the right, that the artwork is high quality. Eduardo Barreto, you guys should know the name of. He worked on Titans and Batman and all kinds of stuff for DC all throughout the 80s and 90s. But it's probably, I'm probably going to get this eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it. Here's some more Atomic Pulp. Rex Dexter of Mars. It's 40 pages rather for $6. There's 3 different covers. It's the same interior issue. So you can pick your cover, which one you want. Again, the writer's Christopher Mills. Art is Peter Grau, and colors by Matt Webb. That's what that is. And there's 2 stories. One is Rex Dexter, and there's Lance Lewis, Space Detective, as well. The actual book is called Space Crusaders, as you can kind of see on the top right thing. And that's because the next issue will have a different feature character, Space Hawk. But this is the artwork for the Rex Dexter of Mars story. Definitely quality titles. Just a matter of what you want to find and look for. Our next book is Robot Samurai Penguins, User Error Part 1 for $3.99. It's only 16 pages, but it was just such a cute idea. I thought I'd share it. The creator is Jay Rutland. Young robot penguin Waddle always wants to live a life of adventure and heroism in the footsteps of his legendary ancestor, Stoney. The problem is, not everyone sees Stoney's work as admirable. In a society where monotonous assembly line work is the norm, and weather or snow monster related issues are handled with retreat, adventure work is mocked and labeled as worthless. A migration to a new great glacier only compounds Waddle's obstacles. Join him in his battle to be true to himself and face the dangers of his realm. Be gone. And I just love this. He's got a slingshot with a snowball, and it's got a little cross hair targeting thing in the center of it. So, and then we have Ron Fortier's Tales of the Macabre. There's 6 issues. I show the covers to 1 through 4 here by Redbud Studios. Writer is Ron Fortier. Artists are various. Genre supernatural. 24 pages per issue in black and white. Main reason I added this is because Ron's really one of the more underrated writers around. He's gotten a lot of awards in the pulp fiction stuff in his prose, but in comics he's been massively overlooked. People might remember him from his 80s work on Green Hornet, the Terminator that he did with Alex Ross back in the 80s, early 90s, but he never really got to be a top level writer in the comics industry. Just didn't get the right amount of butt, I guess. I don't know. He should have been, but he was sadly overlooked. So I certainly wanted to recommend Ron's stuff. Certainly worthy of consideration. And they're only $2.99 each, so hey, cheaper than most comics today. And then here's another one from Atomic Pulp, Savage Sagas. Has Rick Burkett and Neil Vokes as artists. And this is kind of like his Christopher Mills's Conan type comic, I guess you could say. If I get one, I'm probably going to get the middle one, which is the covered by Paul Pelletier. I like that art the best of the 3 covers. Partly because I just like the way the monster looks. It's like gelatinous. It's got the eye socket with the. It's kind of interesting. No, they're printed on. Most of the fan asks if they're printed on newsprint. No, I don't think they are. I think they're printed on either. Oh, geez, I can't think of the type of paper now. Some of it's glossy stock, but some of it is a high-end Baxter paper, which is a slight grade above newsprint. It's a type of newsprint, but it's higher quality newsprint. Different books are printed on different papers. You kind of have to check the specs on each book because they all set their parameters differently. But Indie Planet does high gloss stock and Baxter paper stock. I gave a little bit more about what it's about there, and there's a Cave Girl backup story in there as well. So, and here's some of the artwork for the interior for the Mardi Gras. From Now Comics. Yes, those were from Now, the ones that we were talking about with Ron Fortier. It was either now or it was, oh, geez. That had to be Now Comics. But anyway, I like some of the color work on this. I like the coloring that they did for the logo, title logo here, Temple of the Creeping Death. Nice. First off, it's nice lettering, but then the coloring scheme is just really nice done by Matt Webb. Matt does a really nice job on these, I think. Again, generally speaking, if it's from Christopher Mills Atomic Pulp, you can expect top quality for your dollar. There's also Space Hawk, which is the second issue of the Space one after Rex Dexter of Mars. There's also Sleuth Comics, which stars the Black Owl, which is a Batman analogy character from the Golden Age, and other titles that they do. But all of it's good stuff. And we have Warguard, Viking Berserker, #1. Publisher creator Sean Patty, $2.99, 32 pages, black and white. The Dark Ages, 8853. As the Vikings continue their bloody conquest of Western Europe, their greatest champion, Warguard, the most fierce and powerful of the Berserkir, growing weary of war and senseless slaughter, increasingly tormented by his dark, violent nature and struggling for self-knowledge, now finds himself questioning his once cherished Norse ideals and traditions, and yearns for the freedom to pursue a higher purpose in the world. To win his independence, though, he must wage war against his own people. Aided by a beautiful Eurasian archeress, Rain. I don't know. I say Rane, but I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce that one. With her feral wolf dog companion Kibo, Warguard must challenge the scores of the savage Viking warriors, commanded by his uncompromising father Gorm, their chieftain, who is determined to crush Warguard's act of rebellion. And here's some of the artwork for that. And for black and white, it's nice stuff, you know. And this is really kind of old. I mean, this is like 92 or 97 when this was originally made. So it's quite classic artwork for the black and white indie scene. I can see he's looking at Indie Planet. Sea Girl and the Four Tigers. I didn't bring them up, but yeah, I've seen them. That's another one on my list of potentials to get. So that's Indie Planet for now. Now, like I said, there's literally thousands of comics to pick from. You just kind of have to search through their site and have fun with it. You can really spend hours and hours and hours just shopping there alone. But let's move on to another site that we can get comics at. And that's lulu.com books. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Their websites are bare to navigate. They claim to have over 10,000 different comics available. But their search engine has no category or alphabetization, which can make things problematic when you're comics hunting. You have to really put your mind to things when you're on this site, and you have to do your research because they don't show you interior artwork. They only show you the covers. So when you see something you like, the best thing you can do is take the title and Google it and see if you can find some stuff on Google to tell you whether or not you want it or not. Or if you happen to know that creator and you trust that creator, you can get it. There's a lot of foreign language comics available. There's a lot more ebook only editions available on Lulu. And there's a large amount of sexually explicit materials as far as, a lot of, I don't know what you want to call them, bad girl books that have nudity in them and stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. But like I said, you have to put your mind in it, and if you're going to shop there. But there is content unavailable anywhere else, to my knowledge, that you can only get through Lulu. So that is worth pursuing. So here's a few things I did find over on Lulu. There's the Carbon Trade Paperback Series by Justin Madsen. They're $9.95. This is issue number 1, volume number 1, I should say. For most people, you might know him for his series called Breathers, but this is his new series, or was his new series when this was coming out. And it's about a city-state that has been a safe haven for seers, people with psychic abilities, that come and raise their families, find work, and live mostly normal lives. But that has changed with the newly elected power-hungry governor who is out to rid the city of any and all of the psychics. And this is the second book, again, $9.95. The lead character is, recalling his days on the police force. Different people are trying to figure out what happened to the mayor of the town, versus the governor, because the governor and the mayor were having arguments. Whoops, I thought I was going to go on this one. And then there's Daniel again, enlisting the help of his ex-partner's kids, Savannah, and having a way to find his missing niece. That's pretty cool overall concept there. Whoops. Monster Fan says, I have bought books from Lulu for many years. I never knew they had comics. Well, now you know. So you've got stuff to look for. Oh, you're quite welcome, Pop Culture. There's Chew This Book for $11.92. I don't know why they get such a weird price for it, but that's what it says. The publisher creator is Mark Parisi. Genre, comedy, slice of life, 128 pages, black and white. The cartoon book for the dog lover. Chew This Book is packed with all your favorite off-the-mark dog cartoons. You'll love it, and so will your dog. I love these kind of comics. We don't see them enough in comic shops. We almost never see comic stuff like this in comic shops, which, you just need to give them, like, you guys watch Aaron Lepresti's shows once in a while. You know how he gets the Three Stooges with his face slapped? I think that's what all the comic book shop owners need when they don't carry books like these in their stores. But it is what it is. Another book is the Drake Files, trade paperback. Again, they get these kind of weird prices at Lulu. I don't know how they come up with these prices, but it's $18.17. The publisher creator is Sinegs Jervis, and genre is supernatural. It's set in London, and he's basically sort of he's not really a PI per se, but he does weird things for different people. And he thinks he's got a simple easy money gig here, but it's not. And he doesn't realize he's made a Faustian agreement, and so now he has to embark on a very dangerous adventure on behalf of a demonic underground organization. If he fails to deliver, it will cost him much more than his life. It'll cost him his soul, and the clock is ticking. This is just the beginning. It is a 279-page black and white book. It's got a very interesting art style, as you can kind of tell from the cover. It's all digital art, kind of digitally painted. And black and white and gray tones. So it's an interesting book in that regard. Another book is Trent Canugia's Twilight Monk Book 1, and also Book 2 here, The Shadowkin, and the next book is also $7.99 pardon me. Genre is fantasy, 68 pages, black and white, and it's about a young monk who is cursed by ancient shadow magics and must go on a fantastic journey through strange and incredible lands to cure himself of his affliction. Whereas the second book is Lost Dogs, and he discovers the mysterious shadow figures he absorbed grant him near immortality, but he must still face judgment of the Council of Elders for his failure to complete his mission and plead for the council to rescue his friend Nora. Meanwhile, Desmond, prepares to settle into a new life in a small town, but a mysterious figure from his past has tracked him down. People might remember Canugia from his 90s comic Creed. Then he kind of left comics and went into video game design and graphic design. And this is kind of like what he did for his return to comics, was this self-publishing system through Lulu. Michigan State University's Graphic Novels Club Anthology. You're going to see several of these offered at different prices. They're an anthology fanzine type book, 90 pages, black and white. This is their third anthology. I think they've got all the volumes available at Lulu, but they don't show them in order of any semblance of reason, so you kind of have to hunt. In this one, you get the stories inspired by comics and manga by their membership. They're students there at the college. Addictive Candy, A Girl and a Mysterious Monster in a Magical Garden, and other stories. It should be interesting. This is your volume 6, 76 pages for $9.99. Again, the reason I picked these up and mentioned these is because these are the same kind of books that I made at Central Michigan University back when I started the Kappa group at Central in the early 1990s. So supporting these kind of books helps encourage comic education and development of new talents at the collegiate level and prepares them for getting into comics professionally if they, get enough training and enough stuff taught to them so that they can get to that level. And then here's 5 and 7 as well. Like I said, they're terrible at putting up books in an easily findable manner. But like I said, I think they've got like 1 through 10 available. And they're around $9.90, about $10 a book for 64 to 90 pages a book. And Monster Fan says Trent is returning to Creed with 2 books to be published by All Caps Comics. That's not exactly a surprise to me. But I don't know. I almost wish he would do the Twilight Monk stuff in color. But that's just my opinion. We have Welcome to 1 Year in Indiana, trade paperback, $5.68. Publisher, creator Kurt Dins. It's a comedy, 56 pages, black and white. After finishing a U.S. tour, Conrad Lant, the world's smartest death metal vocalist, finds himself stranded in the mysterious state of Indiana. Who ends their tour in Indiana? Why would you end your tour in Indiana? And where in Indiana would you end a death metal tour? I don't know. That's that right there. You almost have to go why and buy this book. With nowhere else to go, he moves in with an old friend who is going to college in the Hoosier State. Can he survive living for 1 year in Indiana? These are his mildly true stories. it just seems so funny. Does MSU have a comics arts department? Technically, I don't think of a comics arts department so much as they have that student group that the art department oversees. But I don't think they actually have a comics program in terms of like this Kubert score or anything like that, like what I had helped develop at Central for a while. But you don't necessarily need to have the program with that, because if you get your figure drawing in and you get your storyboarding and stuff learned through commercial art and design, and there are ways to get around it through traditional art courses that you can apply to comics. It's just a matter of having teachers that can show you how what's being taught to you applies to what you want to do as a comic book illustrator. And that was one of the big fights I had with my teachers when I went to college. Was, it's not that I'm against learning art history or I'm against this learning for this type of drawing or that type of drawing, but how do I apply this to what I want to do? And once I got some instructors who understood why I want things the way I did, and they supported me, then we were able to get somewhere. But MSU has a very strong archive of comics history, memorabilia, one of the biggest in the country. They are not anti-comic there, so I don't think that I think that either on an individual or on a group level that you can get what you need at MSU. At least when I was around MSU, and seeing that they've done this and expanded since after I left Michigan, I can only assume that the strength is still there. Masha Fan says Gary. Yeah, Gary, Indiana. Okay, that's where you go. That's where you go to end your death metal tours, Gary, Indiana. I was going to say go to Kokomo, Indiana, but you do a Beach Boys Kokomo song as a death metal version, Anyway, our next book is The Pirates of Mars, Volume 1 Deluxe Edition, self-published for $14.95. Creators are J.J. Cars, writer, and Veronica Fish, who's probably better known these days for Blackwood at Dark Horse and the Sabrina the Teenage Witch comics that she's been working on lately. But this is a science fiction fantasy, 112 pages, black and white. There's possibly a color version, an ebook version, available for download at Comixology as well. But I just know this is black and white. It's basically what I would do with that is just look up Pirates of Mars comic book online and see what you can find. But it looks interesting to me. They don't tell enough about the stories, unfortunately, in their talking platform on their descriptions. But I like the lead character with the patch here and stuff, so give it a shot, possibly. Now, I was talking about how Lulu has a lot more of the bad girl stuff going on. Here's Everett Hartso's Razor Compendium. If you are into the bad girls or into that outlaw comic type stuff from the 80s, this is a 512-page collection for $70. At 9 years old, Nicole Mitchell witnesses her father, FBI agent Frank Mitchell, brutal murder, and her younger sister Jacqueline gets abducted. She spent her teenage years in an institute where she suffered even more abuse at the hands of those who were there to help her. Now, 15 years later, a different psyche has taken control of her to seek revenge and deliver pain to those who destroyed her innocence in a final resting place. She's become the dark angel of vengeance, known only as Razor, the very instrument used to slay her father. Those that cross the wrong side of her blade rarely live to tell about it. She's a young woman with a death wish, taking a journey to find her broken soul, and God have mercy on those who stand in her way. Like I said, this is a classic outlaw 80s, 90s, black and white comic. Lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of nudity. I think there was a rape scene in it. I don't know. So it's definitely an adult only series. So, it is what it is. But there's a lot of Everett Hartsoe's books at Lulu. All of his sketchbooks with the cosplay cuties and stuff like that. There's like 15 of those at least. There's a lot of that kind of material there. So if that's your thing, cool. You know where to look. And lastly, from Lulu today, we have the Blackwell original graphic novel for $32 by Jamie Tanner. It's a supernatural horror black comedy, 212 pages, black and white. It features a dog-faced man, a disappearing woman, a headless vampire, a mysterious clinic on a remote island offering treatment for unusual ailments. It's a comedy without laughs, a horror story without scares, and a mystery without solutions. It is a strange graphic novel by Jamie Tanner, the Eisner-nominated author of The Aviary. This special edition also contains 30 additional pages of bonus content, including sketches, notes on the book's creation, and more. And I thought that might be of some interest to some people as well. It just, by description alone and the artwork, it's hard to tell just from the cover. Again, with these Lulu books, you might want to just take the name and Google search it and see what you can find. And then you'll know whether or not you're interested or not. So we got quite a bit here. But that is Lulu for tonight because I didn't have a whole lot of time. I was spending a lot of time putting together the Indie Planet stuff, as you could tell. And I didn't even scratch the surface on Indie Planet. I could spend literally weeks, daily, hours on end every day for like weeks on Indie Planet just finding stuff. But Lulu's pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of cross-pollination with the two sites. If you can get it at Indie Planet, get it at Indie Planet first. But the stuff that you can only get at Lulu, still recommend it. And Monster Friend, you say you've bought books from Lulu for many years. What kind of books have you bought from Lulu, just out of curiosity? Since you already know what Lulu's printing quality is. I would recommend some more books that I've actually showed on the back. In the past, I've reviewed Brandon Hamvey's books, Entanglement, and The Stereos, and a few other books. If you look up Brandon Hamvey on Lulu, you'll find his books there. You probably won't find Entanglement. I think that one's out of print now, unfortunately. It's one of his best books, but whatever you can find from Brandon at Lulu is worth your time. I promise you on that. So what else do we have? Well, there's still places to get comics besides that. There's drivethroughcomics.com. This is a whole website, just like Indie Planet. Only you can get stuff from major publishers in print on demand. Stuff like Aspen Comics and Top Cow and Valiant and Source Point Press are all there, among others. Again, you'll see a little bit of Honoric here. Now, these are, I don't know how much of this stuff is print and how much of these are just the PDFs. Because some of these ones, like, the Art of Chris Malgray number 10, 99 cents, it's just a PDF that you're getting there, So it is what it is. But let's take a quick look at some of the other stuff that's available here. Some of these are all I don't know if this is all PDFs or not. Some of them, I know there's supposed to be a print one from here as well. And I'm trying to find the ones that are print. Okay. All right. And they got highest, their most popular ones are here. Pepper and Carrot, Rainbow in the Dark, which is the complete book from Comfort, Love, and Adam Withers. The hardcover is $35. The soft cover is $30. Definitely, I've reviewed Rainbow in the Dark in season 1 of the show. Definitely worth your time. Let's see. You can get Rogue Trooper. It's only a PDF. There's Judge Dredd by Ian Publishing, The Day the Law Died. That's soft cover for $25. You can get a hardcover Strontium Dog for $35. Let's see if we can get that one to open up. Okay. I'm going to have to change. I don't know if he'll do it or not. Let me see if I can. Did you guys lose it? Monster Fan says, Ghost Stories, Supernatural, Magic History, awesome. Awesome. Pop Culture Vendor says, good reviews, Raven. I appreciate that. Again, there's a lot of stuff available. Let's see if it'll show this. Did it go there? Yeah, there you go. That's like the Rainbow in the Dark Omnibus. Again, you can get the soft cover for $30, the hardcover for $35. Top level stuff. I wish that they showed a little bit more of it, but they don't. But it's definitely worth it. See if I can get a quick preview of it for you guys. You're doing it in black and white. Should be in color, but that's just a. Let me see if I get a full size preview here. There we go. I don't know why they slapped the sample file over it, but whatever, right? Well, it's certainly worth looking at. Let's see what else they got. You can get a Rogue Trooper This looks like it's an actual gaming module rather than a comic, but it says standard hardcover color book, so I don't know. Interesting. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Taos Lantia and the Savage Land. Let's take a quick full-size preview if we can. That's one thing. They will show you the stuff in a PDF with sample files on it, so you can decide whether or not you want something that drive through. So that's a bonus. They got quite a bit of interesting things here. It's just, again, a matter of just going and looking. And that's drivethroughcomics.com. There's Dead World from Caliber that you can get hardcover for $15. There's some Kolchak from Moonstone. There's again some more Comfort, Love, and Adder. Withers, the Uniques. That's a good series as well. I'm just looking. What else I notice? Whoops. Sky Pirates of Valandor. Black and white, of course, on the interior. Yeah, I'm not sold on that one. Okay. Cover looked interesting. Interior didn't sell for me. That happens. That's what shopping on these things looks like for me. I check things out to grab my eye. But yeah, so that's another one for you. Again, that is drivethroughcomics.com. Let's take a quick look at some of the ones that I actually will get from them down the road. And this is God the Dyslexic Dog, Volume 1. There's also Volume 2. Again, this is at drivethroughcomics.com. Originally published from Bliss on Tap. I'm going to get the soft cover color book for $12. Has some nice artwork by Alex Nino. That's part of the reason why I'm into it, because I like Alex Nino's art and I want to see what it does. But God, the Dyslexic Dog is just hilarious for a title and everything. So I don't really show anything on the preview, unfortunately, which I don't like, but that's the way it is. Let's see if they got any better. Oh, you can at least see the monkey there in pencils. So I'm going to get that one. And there's a couple other volumes of God. I think there's like 3 volumes of God the Dyslexic Dog. So I'll get those. And let's see, where's the other one? Probably going to get this one. It's called Monster Candy, also from Bliss on Tap, also by Alex Nino. My little boy and his monsters in his basement. An alien Halloween. Little 10-year-old boy goes on Halloween with nice penciling look there. So I'll get that book as well. And we've been on for 2 hours, and that's enough for tonight. I'll bring some more Lulu comics and more drive-through comics sometime down the road, some more Indie Planet as well. But those are kind of sites that you really should look for, because these books are done, and it gets made that way. You don't have to worry about, is this going to get funded? Is this going to get fulfilled? It's just a matter of getting a hold of the publisher and saying, yeah, I want it, and they print it and ship it to you. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of print-on-demand comics. Yep. And one more thing. Tomorrow night, my friend John Norris, he got a copy of Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark film. He's watching it probably as we speak. I got to go watch it so we can talk about it. That's what we're talking about tomorrow for Friday night. John will talk, so John will be joining me as co-host. And on Saturday, it'll be vault time, and that means sketching and selling original art and stuff, and that'll be from 1 to 6 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. I thank both of you gentlemen for your kind compliments, as always. In the meantime, for those who might watch it later, if you want to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, on Twitter at LewisBrightRave2, at deviantart.com/BrightRaven is where you can find my artwork. You're watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Brightraven on YouTube. If you have questions and you can't reach me on social media, try Quoth the Raven LBR72@gmail.com, or at last resort, LewisBrightraven@yahoo.com. Mondays is our comics news and reviews. Wednesdays is what did you get this week. Thursday nights at 9 p.m. is our roundtable talk. Usually have a guest when I can get them to come on. But tonight was a shopping night, shall we say. And Friday nights is genre night. Each week a different genre, sometimes guests. This week is horror. We're talking the movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. The film, the documentary film, and the book. So that's what we're doing on that. And Saturday and Sundays, we usually have a live draw. This week, we're also having the vault sale where I pull out artwork of mine and sell it or have it available for sale. I'll have sketch cards, sketches, original pages, I believe. I hope, if I can find them. But lots of stuff for sale from 1 to 6 p.m. Saturday, and possibly also on Sunday. We'll see what goes on and how busy we are this weekend. So, as always, thank you for watching. We will see you next time. See you tomorrow night. Have a good one.